Hello, Merry Christmas. It's absolutely freezing in this room, so I'm not going to be in here for too long. Um, yeah, Happy Christmas. I hope everybody's having a good Christmas. It's a really sunny day here. If I do this, you can probably see outside a little bit better. I've disappeared. Yeah, I hope everybody has a good Christmas. I thought I'd do a blog. Actually, today's Christmas Day, and I haven't finished doing the video yet. So I'm going to finish that now, and hopefully I can send it before everybody wakes up on Christmas Day. I was going to do just a general blog about stuff because there's nothing really going on at Christmas here because nobody celebrates Christmas. Well, they do, but they don't celebrate it properly. Only 1% of the population are Christians, so nobody really knows even what the Christian story is or who Jesus Christ is. So yeah, I was just going to do it about a load of little things that I've been doing, but there was a bit boring, and I'm still waiting for some pictures from one of the teachers. So I decided to go ahead and do it about a trip that I had last year. Sorry, earlier this year. I went to Kobe, Kyoto, and Osaka. And I was going to leave it because it's going to be probably going to be a two-part thing because it's quite a lot that I did there. But in the end, I just decided to do it about that. But there's quite a lot about history. So in order to put it in context, I've done a little bit at the start to try and just yeah show you the context of like the history of Japan. And it's only very small, and I hope it isn't too boring. But it just sets the scene really for what it was that I was seeing. There's lots of history there. There is a lot of history in the UK as well, so it isn't quite as amazing to us as it is to like Americans. But there's like temples that are 2,000 years old that I went to see and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm just gonna leave it there. I hope you have a good Christmas. And I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing everybody next year sometime. Okay, well, have a good Christmas anyway, and Happy New Year. See you, bye. This is a little bit about Japanese history. It might make it a little bit more easier to understand or put a bit more context in what goes on. So these are the various periods of Japanese history. It's not all of them, but it's just a few of them. So each period refers to either the people who lived there, like the Jomon and the Yayoi, the emperors who ruled at that time, or the shogun, or the shogunate. The shogunate were military dictators who basically took over and had all of the power, and the emperor was just kind of a figurehead or a puppet. Here's a bit of the philosophy and religion in Japan. The native religion to Japan is Shinto or Shintoism. They have the red gates that you see. They believe that there are gods that live in the mountains, the sea, and in everything, basically. In the 600 AD, Buddhism came over from China. A lot came over from China at this time. They got their writing system from China at this time too. Notice how Shintoism and Buddhism, one doesn't supersede the other. They live in harmony together. That's because they believe in other gods, not just in one god, like in Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. This is a map of Japan. Here is Tokyo, the capital. If you look at the kanji characters, which came from China, you can see it means east and capital. So that's what it means, and it's pronounced Tokyo. If you look at Kyoto, where I went, these are the kanji characters. It means capital and metropolis. So together it means capital metropolis, and it's pronounced Kyoto. As you can see, Tokyo and Kyoto have the same kanji character, which basically means that they either are or were capital at some point in the history. So Kyoto was the capital, and it moved to Tokyo in 1868. But Kyoto was the capital of Japan from 1603 to 1868. So there's a lot of history that went on there. It was founded by this bloke, Tokugawa Ieyasu. He probably looked a bit more like this though. This was a painting done by him. So there's lots of interesting history in Kyoto, and that's where I wanted to go and find out about. So let's have a look and see what I did. I decided to take the ferry because it's much cheaper than taking the bullet train. So I went from Shinmoji near Kitakyushu in Fukuoka. And I arrived at a city called Kobe, and I stayed there for one night. This is Ikuta Shrine. It was founded in 300 AD, 1,700 years ago. It's one of the oldest shrines in Japan. People write out their wishes on the back of these little wooden blocks and hang them up. This is Arima. It's a hot spring town. The hot spring was really good there. It was a bit busy though because it was a national holiday. Iniesta is a famous football player who now plays for Kobe, so you see his name everywhere. This is some famous Kobe meat. It's really delicious. It's quite expensive though. I went to a restaurant and had some, which was really nice. Then I went to Kyoto by train. So 1 week before there was a typhoon in Kyoto. So a piece of glass fell from the top of the ceiling, nearly killed somebody. So that's where that was a week later. I think you can still see where the glass is missing. This is chozu. It's the purification process before entering a shrine. So you wash your left hand first, then your right hand, as this woman is doing at the front, and then you wash your mouth out with water to purify yourself before you go in. So the structure of Kiyomizu Temple is just made of wood, and it's just tied together. There are no nails or anything other than this small kind of bit of wire that ties these huge bits of wood together, and it's massive. Unfortunately, it was under construction when I went. I've been before with my uncle when it wasn't under construction, but this is what it usually looks like. This is a picture from Google. This is a capsule hotel, which is a modern style hotel in Japan. There was free beer from 5:30 to 6:30, which was really nice. It was a really reasonable price too. That's my room, and there are just lots of other pods next to me. So you wind the blind down, and then you're just in your room, which is just basically a bed. Above the bed there's a projector, so you can plug your laptop in and you can watch something on the wall inside of your little room. It's not really a proper pod. I'll show you one of those later on the next blog. You can put the alarm on so the lights come on and the bed tilts up when you want to get up, and you can change the elevation of your bed with an iPod that they give you. This is Nijojo Castle. It's probably my favourite place in Kyoto of all the places that I went to. It was raining really hard when I went in. I couldn't take many pictures inside, so I just found this aerial footage of the castle in the restaurant. It gives you a much better idea of what it was like inside. I took that while I was having my green tea beer, which was quite nice, very bitter. It was very nice. This is as close as I could get to taking a video before I had to stop, but this is a picture from the internet. So this is where the Tokugawa Ieyasu inaugurated himself. He built this, which started the Edo period, which was one of the most formative periods in Japanese history from 1600 to 1850. It ended 15 generations later with this Tokugawa Yoshinobu, who relinquished his power to the samurais who wanted to give the power back to the emperor. And all around those rooms are these corridors, and underneath these floors there's a special mechanism that makes it sound like a bird is singing when you step on it. Can you see me? There we are. Yeah, the reason why they had those squeaky floorboards is so that if any assassins came in or any ninjas came in to try and kill the shogun, they would be heard instantly, which I thought was really cool, and it's still there now. And when you walk around it, it squeaks. So yeah, I found that video on YouTube, and that's what that man was doing as he was dancing around the floor. Anyway, that's the end of part one. Really, there's going to be a second part because that's about halfway through with all of the things that I did when I went to Kyoto. But I'll do that. I'll send that at another time. But anyway, just hope you've had a good Christmas anyway. Yeah, I wish I was there. Miss being back home. I hope everybody got everything they wanted for Christmas, etc. And yeah, I just hope everybody has a good year next year. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody as always. So yeah, take care anyway. Have a good one, and I will hopefully speak to you all soon. Okay, see you. Bye bye.